Hi, I'm Jim Kleinpeter, LSU beat writer for NOLA.com, the Times-Picayune. I'm with columnist Ron Higgins, and we just watched LSU play into the wee hours of the morning and defeat Mississippi State. They hung on to defeat Mississippi State 21-19 in what is their season opener. They go home to Auburn next week in a big game with a 1-0 record in the Western Division. Wasn't all that easy. Looked like it was going to be. LSU jumped to a 14-0 lead. Leonard Fournette rushed for 3 touchdowns, but it looked like LSU might run away with this one. The way Fournette was running the ball, he broke a couple of big touchdowns. But then, LSU got conservative. Dak Prescott got hot, but this was Fournette's night.
Absolutely, it was his night, and he really had to carry this team, but also in a sense, in the first half when they got the lead of 14-3. You could see some of the things that they talked about in training camp, how this was a balanced offense, it was versatile, the balls being spread around. Brandon Harris played through penalties on his team. I mean, he just played through the bad stuff. I mean, it wasn't so much him. He played and he made great throws. But then after Trayvon Durrell, 89-yard touchdown, got called back because of penalty, LSU went into this conservative hole. That it looks like last year's game plan, like, okay, we were just going to hang on, run the ball. And they did, thanks to Leonard Fournette, because if he didn't run the way he would have ran, they wouldn't have hung on this game. And as it is, they barely hung on. At the end, Les Miles calls 2 timeouts to freeze the kicker. He calls the first one as the guy misses the field goal. And so the guy gets another chance to win the game. Unfortunately, he misses it again. So just a typical LSU opener.
Yeah, and it wasn't just the offense that opened well; the defense opened well. They had 3 tackles for losses in the first quarter, but they only had 2 the rest of the game. They couldn't get to Dak Prescott. He had Mississippi State going. Mississippi State had run away with the game if it had been any longer. He moved them right down the field. They had him pinned back before the final field goal. So I think they got some defensive issues to face. They had definitely some penalty issues. 7 penalties for 95 yards, or 9 penalties for 95 yards. I'm sorry, and some really big bad ones. A big 15-yarder right there on the last drive. Lucked out on the end. The guy missed the field.
Yeah, they got out of it alive, and you didn't think it was going to happen the way Dak Prescott went off in the fourth quarter. I think it was like 14 of 18 for 160 something in the fourth quarter. I mean, he just got heated up. There's nothing else you could do but hang on. And in the very end, they were lucky that they held on. I mean, it was just an escape back in Starkville. Now you move it on. You look at the game film. You got Auburn next Saturday, unbeaten coming at LSU. And LSU's got to play much better than they did tonight. Even though Auburn hadn't been playing great either, but LSU's got to do. They just need to play better offensively to where they give, I guess, Cam Cameron enough confidence to stick with a balanced game plan rather than go one-sided just to win.
Well, we'll see what happens. Stay with us on NOLA.com. For Ron Higgins, I'm Jim Kleinpeter, and we'll see you on NOLA.com.